around the truck. It's been just on a year and a half now since we built it. What I want to do, what we did extra, what we should have done from the start. We're just going to walk around and see who comes on and what we talk about. So we started with, it's a Fuso canner. So the model is 515 Fuso canner, which is 4.5 ton capacity. So with the short tray, which is 2.1 meters long, wide, 2.1 meters wide by 3.5 meters long. Size is a normal dual cab ute, so you can park it in a parking bay. So that is one of the biggest advantages that I wanted, is you can park it in a parking bay. So you can get in around resorts, and you can get in around these new tight little communities and stuff. So when I designed the truck, when we designed this truck, we actually put the measurements down on a piece of paper, and we started shopping around for equipment, shopping around for tanks, water tanks, toolboxes, working out what the best toolbox was, working out what best tanks to put in, and we come up. So we've got our 5 reels across the back. It's a bit loaded up because I've been doing a ton of jobs. So we end up going with a hot water unit, a cold water unit. So we've got an 8-gallon cold water unit from Jetwave, and we've got a hot water unit from Jetwave. The main reason we went with Jetwave is because they're compact and they fit into tighter areas, because we got everything, like that water tank is pushed back as far as we can. We did lose a little bit of capacity in behind this hot water unit, but we've got 2 lengths of spare hose in the back there. So, and then we put a little void in here, and then I just all my fuel cans in there. So that worked out well. We end up putting a space on this side for the vacuum system that we use for gutters. So we've got space for that. I end up putting the surface cleaner on the roof, and the ladders are underneath there, and then a platform ladder for my stuff that I got, gutters and whatnot. In the original design and the original video of this truck, we had a big grey toolbox here, and we didn't have the soap tank at the end there. So I did downgrade the size of the toolbox and put a soap tank in, so I got a bigger soap tank. The main reason was my soap tank was tucked in here, and there wasn't enough space to get in around the pump and whatnot. So having the 50 litre there is perfect, and that soap tank will last me 3 to 4 weeks before I refill it. So mainly this is the driver's side. The only reason for me to come around here is basically to fill up the machines or to turn them on and off. Everything else is in the safe working area, which is off the back of the truck, where it's off the passenger side of the truck. So when everything soft washing is on this side of the truck, so we tried to make everything uniform. So we got a 280 litre chemical tank there. We got all our switches. We got our chemical transfer pump down there, tucked out of the way. We got our manifold and our pump, our smart streams over here as well, because of the power supply is in the back here. What I want to do is I want to put another board in here, coming across to the tank, so I can put the another smart stream in there, like the blend manifold system. I'm going to put one just there, tucked into that little section there, so that way it kind of blocks that out a little bit as well, so then it becomes real nice looking. The toolbox, we measured the toolbox up to get something that was big enough to store the batteries in. So we've got 3 batteries in there, one for the 12 volt system and then 2 for the 24 volt systems. And then enough room in here to hold all our tools and whatnot. So that worked out fine. We got the right size toolbox that would fit in there and give us enough room across the back to have the water tank and the hose reels off the back. I have added on the little cage down the bottom there. They cost me another $1,000 to get that added on, but that's for my bollards and wet floor signs and all that type of stuff. With the hose reels, I am going to switch them all out for aluminium and have 2. So what I want to do is keep the 12-inch down here, and we're going to make a custom plate that goes underneath them to have a 18-inch up the top there and an 18-inch up the top here, because I want to run a little bit more soft wash hose. I'm only running 50 meters at the moment, so I want to run a little bit more on the reel. I want to run up to 70 meters. I reckon it'd be good. And then we've already got the electric reel for the high pressure. So this one's for the cold water and this one's for the hot water. I probably could discard this one and just have a switch where we can kind of just open up. We could probably just put ball valves on the hot water unit, but that would limit me from running 2 machines if we needed to run 2 machines. So having that extra reel means I can do bigger jobs with 2 machines running. So I won't do that. It just means I got to redesign the whole back area to get that in. We did add in these ladder racks so we could slide the ladders up underneath, nice and easy to get to, because the roof is 2.3 meters high, so it's a bit harder to get up on the roof. We got solar on the roof that charges all our batteries. So I haven't plugged this truck into a power socket since I've had it. So a year and a half I've not plugged the batteries into 240 volt. They run all by themselves off the solar and the truck. So the truck charges the batteries and the solar charges the batteries. So at any one point the batteries are getting charged every single time. So we got the sun there. We have not done that, and you know, it costs $6,000 at the start to set that unit up. But if you deplete that over a year and a half, that's, you know, $4,000 a year so far. And then they'll get the end of this year, it'll be $3,000. That system has paid for itself in droves. But once again, a truck like this is not for everybody. You got to make sure you got your marketing set up before you even go and drop 150,000 on a truck like this, because it's just going to deplete your funds. And if you haven't got that phone ringing, then it's a waste of time. It's very nice, thank you. So what the truck has done for me is it saved me a whole bunch of time, because I don't have to deal with the trailer. It's doubled my job capacity. I'm out here in Gympie this morning, and we're doing a massive home over top of the hill there, which I'm about to go to, and then we've got a second one to do down on the coast. So Marketing tips. What type of marketing are you trying to do, and how far are you in the game? Because Google Ads is #1 marketing that I use. So the 3 forms of marketing that I use is SEO, word of mouth, and Google Ads. So basically Google is the main marketing that I use. I've tried newspapers, I've tried little papers, I've tried True Local in Australia. They're just garbage. Paid $5,000 and I got 2 leads. It's just ridiculous. It might work for other people, it just hasn't worked for me. But especially when you spend $5,000, you would have expected 20, 30 leads for the whole year. It just didn't work. Express. Yeah, well, what you need to do is you need to build a website, because 50% of my audience is looking on my website. Half of my leads at the moment are coming through my website off SEO. So either got the SEO popping, which is the website, we're ranking #2 on the coast, or you got your Google Ads, which is sending you up the top. So hot water, yeah, I got hot water unit on here. It's 21 litres a minute, 5 gallon. That's about all you want, because the next size up, it's bigger, it takes more space, you need a bigger truck, and if it's that size of a job where you need an 8-gallon hot water unit, maybe you just charge a little bit more and do it with the 5-gallon. Like, I don't know. I use a local company on the Sunshine Coast called Digital Nomads. They are on the bottom of my website, so you scroll down to the bottom of my website and you can see, click on their name down the bottom. They do charge a fair bit of money. They like a minimum charge of $2.5 grand a month to run your Google Ads and to do some SEO on your website. Because the biggest thing, if you're not doing SEO to your website and running Google Ads will only work so good, because you need to be changing your landing page, you need to be changing your website to optimize what people are looking for and what they're searching for. So it is, you gotta pay to play. So if you're gonna play in this space and then not spend any money, that's fine. Go out, knock on some doors, spend 10 years building a business, 15 years building a word of mouth business, and just relax. Like, but if you're trying to build a $500,000 business, or you know, 300,000 a year, you need to spend money on marketing, whether it's 20, spending that money on marketing, because if your phone's not ringing, then you're not making money. So if you're happy to walk around all the streets and take hours and hours out of your week instead of doing jobs, going knocking on doors, go do that. That's fine. That's what you have to do at the start. But when you start getting some jobs behind you, start getting a bit of money in the door, look at doing your digital marketing. You might need just a propane tank in Russia. It might be easy just to melt all the ice and then scrub it as you go. I don't know. I wouldn't have a clue. I've never been to Russia. I know it's cold, but yeah, I wouldn't have a clue what's over there. It's probably too cold for stuff to grow. But the things that I am gonna change to the truck is that little board that I'm gonna put in on the other side for the remote control blend manifold. And then I'm gonna put a sandbag, because I've got the sandbags in here at the moment. I'm gonna put a sandbag cradle just under this rear tire. So I'm gonna take out the mud guard and put a sandbag cradle just under there, so I can slide all the wet sandbags in there and they're tucked out of the way. So that's the biggest change that I want to make, which is pretty simple. Because you got to remember, I put this on a piece of paper and had it there for a whole year before I even built. And I designed, like up the top there out of the way, the hose reels on the back, because we looked at putting the hose reels on this side and then trying to fill up the chemical tank would be over that side and it would have got in the way. So it was just simple to keep it all that side and then put the hose reels off the back. What I'm thinking about is putting a little add-on, just like a little 150 mil add-on to the rear tray, just as like a little toolbox where I can just have a little lid on it just to get all my wands, and or maybe just enough room to have all chemicals in that rear tray, so then they can be locked up, because at the moment they're just floating around. So that is something I've got to talk with my fabricator about, is that rear section, and if I can just make it another 100 mils and then put some type of gate on top, that would make that work, where we just weld out a little platform here and then just add the gate to the back of it or something, or he'll work out something there. I suppose it wouldn't be too much if I only come 150 mils out and just made that little void area for chemicals, and I could put a lockbox type thing on the top of it. We just run a cage in the middle so it kind of locks everything in. So that's the walk around the truck. If you guys got in, I'll get back to you in the comments.